This is the overwintering leaf of Phacelia Bipinnatifida, which is Phacelia. It's primarily, until recently, whatever that is, 10 years or more, was considered a southern plant. But it was introduced up into the north by horticulturalists and gardeners because it proves to be a very sturdy plant. It tolerates the cold. It has no problem with it whatsoever. What you're looking at here is stuff that germinated back either in the springtime or early summer, and these are the overwintering leaves. It's considered a biennial, that is, it flowers, drops its seeds, the seeds germinate, they grow through the following winter, and then it flowers the second year. But these are then the overwintering leaves, so they are small right now. They'll get bigger in the springtime. The theory here is that this was once a northern plant or a national continental plant, but the ice age and the glaciation froze everything in this area. So even though this particular zone was not glaciated, we were frozen solid for the hundreds of thousands of years of glaciation. And that wiped out a lot of plants. Simply either froze out the plants or froze out their pollinators and left then small populations down in the warmer areas. So the theory is this survived down south and had been unable to make the journey north on its own until horticulturalists got involved. So they brought it up and planted it, and it's proven to be very hardy. It flowers in the springtime with small purple. I find them more leaning toward the blue side, but that can be individual perception. Little purple cup-like flowers, I believe it's 5 petals, and they are a spectacular early source for nectar and pollen for a lot of our little native insects. Now, in this area we have lots and lots of tiny wasps and tiny flies that pop out in the springtime, and they need a nectar source, and this is flowering at exactly the right time for them. So it really does a fine job of feeding those little native insects. And of course, the current wave of thought and energy about such things is that insects are bird food. If you want a good bird population, you have to have a good insect population. So anything that we can do to support the native insect population supports the bird population and becomes essentially the base layer, the bottom for the entire ecosystem. So good plants for good insects, that feeds all the way up the line. So it's a wonderful little plant from that perspective. And it's also green all winter, even though this is going to flower and die off next spring after it flowers. It will nevertheless reseed, and those seedlings will pop up. So it makes a nice green layer all through the winter time.